So we have a lot of movement today in the NHL yet again. Less trades, more buyouts, and we had some few interesting situations here. Now, Jack Campbell, he has been placed on waivers. Contract has been bought out. That should be no surprise. He has struggled mightily under the Oilers, and hopefully for him, he can get a new start elsewhere, whether that's at the AHL level or even overseas, and can kind of get back to his game. Because when Campbell does play up to his potential, he can be a solid goaltender, but he just looked, how would I put this in a very kind way? He just looked completely lost it there at times. Nate Schmidt was also bought out. This one should be definitely interesting because Nate Schmidt, when you look at the numbers, very solid defenseman. 63 games played last season, 2 goals, 12 assists for 14 points for +10. Now, I do say solid. Let me kind of correct this. When I've looked into some Winnipeg Jets boards, when I've seen him play, I think there's a little bit more you would want from him defensively, but with his, I would say, success and the statistics he's put up, he'll find a home elsewhere. It won't be for the contract that he had, because he was making some pretty dang good money. He was making, in a 6-year deal, $35.7 million. And this will have some cap implications going forward for the Winnipeg Jets, but they felt like it was in the best interest of their team to move forward. Another notable name in this list would be Adam Boqvist, a very promising young defenseman. He was taken really high in the 2018 NHL draft, 8th overall by the Chicago Blackhawks. He was dealt to the Columbus Blue Jackets. It hasn't really worked out for him at the NHL level yet, but I assume there's going to be some interest from teams around the league. I mean, he's only 23 years old. Sometimes it takes defensemen a little bit longer to figure out the game at the NHL level. You're not that far removed. He's still plenty young, and if you feel like you could maximize his potential, maybe you think down the line he could be in a second pairing, or at the very least a solid third pairing guy. Few teams of interest off the top of my head. I mean, Carolina, San Jose, those are some definitely teams that could use defensemen. I mean, hey, maybe Utah, they've been on a spending splurge. Maybe they bring him in on kind of a, low risk, high reward type deal. So hopefully Boqvist is kind of able to figure it out and kind of get back on the right track. I'll talk about this also. Jeff Skinner is going to be bought out by the Buffalo Sabres. Three years left on his deal. He was making $9 million per year annually, and this is how the buyout will kind of work for him in 2024-25 season. 1.44 dead cap space, and then 25-26 4.44 million, and then increasing another $2 million in 2026-27 to $6.44 million. So this will definitely hurt their cap flexibility going forward. But Jeff Skinner, for what he gives you offensively, he's not a $9 million player. Last season, in 74 games played, 24 goals, 22 assists for 46 points, a -2. Not a great plus-minus in his career, but to be fair, kind of been in some situations where the team at that state wasn't in a great spot. Now, Skinner, he has shown to be a 30-plus goal scorer. He's scored 40 in his career. That's, he was making that deal look good very early on. First year in Buffalo, gets 40. 2 seasons prior to this, he had 35, 33. There's definitely going to be a market there for Skinner. If a team wants an affordable winger that they feel like they can maximize and get him on the cheap, Skinner will be a good option. He's not that old yet. He should still have a couple of years left of production. And if you put him in the right situation, I still see him as a plus 25 goal scorer. Is he going to be worth $9 million? Absolutely not. But with Buffalo already kind of paying his deal, he would probably be more enticed to take a cheaper deal and go into the right situation. Now, another signing that kind of happened today that I really want to talk about is Max Domi. He was signed to a 4-year deal for $15 million, $3.75 million cap hit per year. Not bad at all. I think Max Domi has found a nice home in Toronto, and it's a smart signing. It's a smart signing, especially when you look at the team. And man, just quick note, it's going to suck when Cap Friendly goes away. I'm hoping somebody kind of rises from the ashes. But Domi's going to be a nice player to bring back at a relatively affordable price. You know, he had 47 points last season, 9 goals, 38 assists, so definitely more of a playmaker. But I think this is a good spot for Domi. He's found a role in the NHL level where he'll be successful. But, yeah, I think that's a decent signing for the Maple Leafs. But I'm going to say, out of all these players, as for waiver wires that I think will have the best chance to succeed, I'm going to go back to Jeff Skinner. I think Jack Campbell is one of these guys that it will be hard for him to even find a backup role at the NHL level. He's going to really have to prove himself at the AHL level and really kill it, or go overseas and play for a year or two and kind of round out his game. Nate Schmidt, there's definitely going to be people interested, but there has been some defensive issues with him over the last year or so. Adam Boqvist is kind of a guy that if you feel, you would have probably the best bet of like having him for a long period of time and like kind of changing him and turning him around because he's only 23. But I think if you're going to say immediate impact next season, I think Jeff Skinner, if he goes to the right situation, could be a 30-goal scorer. It's just going to kind of depend on how things work out for him. But I'd like to know your thoughts down below in the comments section. What have you thought about these people getting bought out? What have you thought about the signing of Max Domi? And I'll also kind of mention this. Jake Guentzel's rights were dealt. Do you think he's going to sign with Tampa Bay for a long-term deal? Most likely, because there's got to be some type of agreement if they're going to trade something to Carolina for him, a third-rounder. And what do you think the deal is going to be? I'd like to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you think it's going to be a big cap hit for long term or high money short term? Let me know. I'm Captain Paul. See you in the next one.